get bullied as well, Rants. That's
Yeah.
another thing. Like we took Eze. There's many a list. There's
Because
many a
they
kind
don't
of
pay
player.
the wages. Because their
Exactly.
thing is about the overheads. It's not about success. But people talk about Pochettino, bro. Like, brother, them man were averaging a negative net spend under Pochettino, blood, because their
Exactly.
football was never a priority, bro. He overachieved there because, yeah, they managed to get players, yeah, that were very good players, but at the start of their entering their prime. So players like Heung-min Son, who was a good player but hadn't made his name yet. Do you
Kyle
know what I
Walker
mean?
and Trippier is at
Yeah,
points
all of
as
them
well.
guys and the Dembeles and stuff like that. Like the recruitment at that time was just absolutely spot on. The Deli Allis and all
Yeah,
of these things.
Tim Sherwood
The
gave
Christian
Kane a chance
Eriksons.
as well. Started
That's
running with it.
it. But then after that, all that's happened is they've plateaued, bro. Because when they sold all the Gareth Bales and they sell the Luka Modric's, what they replaced them with shows you that it was just luck, bro. It was just luck. Their man done a thing. They had their that was their golden generation that didn't win nothing.
And they said, you lot just keep doing it, innit?
And that's it.
Not how things are meant to be governed.
Nah, bro. And they could really, really end up relegated, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, really, because the fixture list looks spooky. So unless the players actually give a shit, because a lot of them might not, because they probably got clauses that, right, if we get relegated, I'll leave anyway. There's a lot of man in there that clubs will take.
And the one thing that that's what I mean. They will get moves. That's why I think the players don't care, because there is an element of, like, to be fair to Conor Gallagher, I always say this. As you made a point earlier where you said that the money in the game, I genuinely think it's what you can hustle. It don't matter how good you are as a footballer, the wages is what you can hustle for your kind of self. So these wages are going down 50%. People, if they go down, apparently. These people are normal humans like you and me, Rants. They're obviously thinking, living costs, I want a cut sort of thing. And like you said there, a lot of these players are not, as a group, you're shit. Individually, I don't think, man, are mad crap. You should be playing Sunday League. Man, are going to get moves. Puro's probably talking to his agent. There must be a little club in Spain. Spence, you might get a little club in the Prem. A couple of players are not going to be there, especially the foreign lads. The only guys I think might stay is you've got an Archie Gray who's decent, to be fair. He might stay. Madison's obviously injured. Kula's injured. I know these are talented players, but man might not necessarily take a chance. Someone like Richarlison, it won't shock me if you get a move to a club where I'm like, oh, like, how did you get that? So they're probably, for the best part, as soon as it's become a reality that,
even
this
players like
season is going to be like
Richarlison, he's
lost,
still a
we're moving
Brazil
on, bro.
international, bro. He can still get a move to a Spanish club or something like that. Because on paper,
with options to buy and that.
That's it. On paper, he's still a player, bro. Like Brazil international, like there will be takers.
You can get a move. A lot of them should not be playing championship football.
Yeah. So I can't lie, it's gonna be nasty, bro. Like it's gonna be nasty towards the end, but it's gonna be interesting to see how the teams at the bottom do against each other, because a lot of them still have to play in it. I think Spurs got to play Forest, don't they, soon?
They got to play Forest. Let me actually look at Spurs' fixtures, because the next one is obviously Liverpool. They've got to play Forest, as you said. They've got Chelsea second to last game. I remember that much. You can't predict it on paper, Rants, but I've got it in front of me, yeah. Just in the Premier League, or obviously they got the two in the Champions League at a minimum that could play a part with fitness. But Liverpool away, Nottingham Forest at home, Sunderland away, Brighton at home, Wolves away, Aston Villa away, Leeds at home, Chelsea away, and they end the season with Everton at home. So
it's really a lot of bottom half of the table teams they're playing.
Yeah. And these are all good little, I mean, the Premier League's changed, didn't it? You can't really look at a team and say, yo, we're just going to move to them and batter them. But you look through that, there's not really, I do think they'll win a game or two, but you can't say
there's not guaranteed wins. Like Sunderland away is tricky, bro. Like people don't really go there and win.
Well, we lost. Sorry, it feels like a loss, but we conceded in the last kind of moments, 15 minutes. Sunderland have been very good. They've kind of slowed down a bit. That's difficult. Forest, as you said, that's a 6-pointer. Them and Wolves and Leeds, they're all immediately 6-pointers. Chelsea be up for that. And to be honest, a bit like my team, I expect them to win. Do you know what? If I was to say it, it'd probably be Aston Villa away, Liverpool away, because on paper, they're the two. If I was Spurs, I'd be the most scared of. But Spurs do that, like. It wouldn't surprise me if they win at Anfield, regardless of their terrible form, and Villa the same. But it's the games in between, and it's all of these games. Really, they're in a dark state, man. Dark state, man. So I'm looking at these fixtures. Like, where's the win coming from? Like,
that's crazy. Man said West Ham got Arsenal at home last game of the season. Man said, imagine if Arsenal let West Ham win, to get Spurs relegated. Well, bro, if Arsenal already had the league, I would 100% put. I'd rest bare players.
No, I don't want to be. I don't want to be like them, man. I'd play a weaker squad, but I'd still want to win. I'd still want to win. I'd still want to win. I wouldn't want to lose. I don't want to be
But I'll
like
be
them. Want to
real,
lose,
yeah. If
lose it.
Arsenal had won the league by then, their players would be drunk anyway, blood. So it wouldn't really make a difference. They could play a strong team, bro, and still lose. So
That's Lewis
it's
Skelly, them man. You lot can go play. Is what it is, and that's even that with Spurs. If you keep losing games, yeah, it's now out of your hands. As crap as they've been, you're a point above the relegation zone, and it's all ifs and buts. But if you start winning, you're not going to get relegated. You don't want to get into that scenario where one, you have to win games, and then you're relying on this team to lose and this thing to happen. That's happened with us in the title race. And Rants, I've been doing streams with you for the last couple of years. You always see I get a bit disillusioned when you have to start relying on other things because you can't control them controllables there. So it's a myth.
No, 100%, bro. You need to have things in your hands, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's the most important thing. Man said Troop said the title race is over there. And but Troops always likes to make memes out of himself, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Troops needs to try and key.
You know what I mean? He relax, bro. Like
one step at a time, bro.
If Arsenal go, to the Etihad and win, then it's over. Until they go and win there, it's not over. Because if they go and lose, there's only a 1 game swing in it still, bro. That means it's 2 points still. And 2 points is only 1 game. Do you know what I'm saying? That means that they would have to be near enough perfect to the end of the season, bro. And the way that this season is going on, the way that the season's going on, and the fact that Arsenal are still in multiple competitions as well. Nah, bro. Like, you can't just be writing off games like that, bro.
We've already seen in front of the right, man. Like, City are City in it. Like, they've been bullying, and the very fact that everyone can see that they're not the same City side, but they're still up there potentially to win the title.
But this is what I'm saying. Everyone's talking like this is the worst City team we've seen in Lord knows how long, but they're only 2 points off the top if they win their game in hand. So, that being said, that tells you that if you're getting your confidence, if you're getting your confidence from the fact that you think that Manchester City, aren't the Manchester City of old, nah, bro. You see, in life, in general, life lessons, worry about your own shit.
Exactly, and this is what I'm alluding to. It's like I do think just in terms of what City have displayed themselves in the Premier League this season and us, it is quite even. I think they've both got the same mistakes. But if you felt that the league was wrapped up against Arsenal when we drew against Wolves, in my opinion, after what it looks like now, you can't say it's won until it's mathematically confirmed. Do you get where I'm going? As much as we've got a 7 game in hand, granted, but we've got a 7-point gap. It turns to 10 before City kick a ball. That could change very quickly if we slip up. Obviously, they've got to play us at the Etihad. It could be 10 points. It could be 1, depending on how you look at the fluctuation. So everyone needs to calm down, man. There's going to be twists and turns. It's just relax. Like, literally just relax. As we said at the start of this, it's results-driven business. Just get the 3 points. And even the Etihad, I said this to you a few weeks ago. My heart tells me, for me to believe we win the league, I need to see us do something we ain't done in years since Coquelin and Santi Cazorla were in midfield, which is obviously win at the Etihad. But there's a reality. You lose at the Etihad and you win the league, or you win at the Etihad and don't. So, man, just need to relax, bro. Both teams are in all 4 competitions. Just be easy, man. Right now, it's Mansfield. Obviously, then it's Leverkusen. Got a big test against Everton, man. And you know what? We should be winning that. But David Moyes throws spanners in the works, man. There's a couple more drop points for both sides, man. Man, just have to tranquillo, man. Run your bants, but tranquillo, man.
No, 100%. Man says it's 4 points if they win the game in hand. But either way, the way you got to look at it is if it's 4 points and then they beat Arsenal, then it's only 1 point.
And then it's and then it's
1 point. You know them way there? Like 1 point. Again, that's a 1 game swing again. That just means that man still have to be perfect. Like, it's in your hands. It's in your hands, but only just, like that. So
just grip it tight, pause, and just keep it.
Yeah, that's it. It's only just in your hands because it means if you both win all your games, you'll win the league by 1 point. So 1 point isn't enough to exhale, blood. You know them ones. 1 point ain't enough to exhale. I've seen my team lose the league on goal difference. I've seen it. So, like, brother, 1 point ain't safe, bro. Like, especially with 8 games to go or 9 games to go, however many games. I'm not sure how many. I think City might have 9 or something like that. So the point is, that man, them just need to worry about their own thing, bro.
Exactly. Everyone doing that. I hear it. If you genuinely believe the league is gone and City are gonna win it, or you think it's a formality, Arsenal gonna win it, I can't tell you anything. That's the beautiful thing about football, innit? If man are doing the I told man thing for Arsenal to win, great. But it's still all to play for, man. You just
Mm.
until it's mathematically impossible. It's like a boxing match, innit? Right now, we're going into the third or fourth round. It's looking even, depending on the judges.
But you're up on the
The
cards,
bang.
but it's a close fight.
This is what I'm saying. So just wait till the knockout blow can be landed. Just relax, bro. Just relax, bro. Enjoy the pressure. Enjoy the ride. Don't get too excited when we win. Don't get too negative when we lose. Even though, obviously, you know, I was down in the dumps against Wolves. I'm a bit more bullish now. And I've been that several times across the season. I'm sure City and every Premier League team can attest to that. Just relax, man.
But this is
Just
the
relax.
point. We've seen how many times during the
Pressure's
season,
definitely
yeah. We've seen how many times during the season, yeah. The momentum has shifted, bro. You even got to look at United, bro. We was 11 points off Aston Villa, yeah. When Ruben Amorim got sacked, and now we're level on points with them, bro, and above them. So
exactly. Look at you.
And
lot
we
in
had a
August when
minus
we went
goal
up to
difference.
Grimsby to now.
We had a
Villa
minus
at the
goal
start.
difference, and we're
All
11
Liverpool.
points behind them, bro. So that tells you, yeah, bro, a lot can change, yeah, in a few months, bro. Because Carrick's only been there for a few months.
And it's all about momentum and psychological factors and players getting in a bit of a purple patch. And when you're competing all these comps, how either manager navigates, we don't know who's going to be fit and available and things. You don't know what's going to happen on the day. So, as I always say to you, Rants, the past brings regrets, the future brings uncertainty. The only time to affect that is in the present, innit? Right now, we can breathe with the FA Cup. Next week, it's simple from now till the end of May, innit? Like, win as many games as possible in all comps and keep this thing ticking.
That's it. So, no, I hear it 100%. What a man said, who said we'll still be 4 ahead of City by the time we play them? Still got to beat Everton and Bournemouth.
Exactly.
Oh, is that Arsenal's next 2 games in the league? Yeah.
Yeah. Bournemouth at home. Well, both games at home. And then even that, playing at the Emirates versus away from home could be a factor, because it's a bit weird, because obviously Brentford, Brentford, Wolves, couple of games away from home have been a bit kind of shaky, but the Emirates seems like it's filled with a bit more nerves and stuff. So it's like, is that going to play a part, playing at home and things of that ilk? I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, but psychological factors, all of these things play a part. Are the boys going to sit there and go, you know what, cool, people can call us bottlers. We're going to be fearless. The worst that can happen is what they've been saying for the last few years. We've been here before. Or is City's experience going to play a part? And is City's inexperience going to play a part? Because a lot of their players ain't really kind of been there. Obviously, they can lean on this one and that one for support. It's interesting, man. I think it's quite an even fight.
Yeah, but the closer it gets to the finish line, the more Arsenal fans think about not winning it, though. Or should I say not losing it? You know what I mean? Because the closer you get to the finish line, you're like, all right, cool. Can't make mistakes. Can't drop points. Can't do this, bro. Like, bro, it's a nervy time, bro. It's a nervy time because, man,
getting before us or after and all that kind of stuff as well.
Man are getting results, but man will be well aware that the performances are not up to scratch.
And they haven't been there on a consistent basis in the Premier League all season. But that's why I said at the start, I can nitpick, which I don't think is nitpicking, but I can ask about the attacking and all of that kind of stuff. I've been on your channel for a number of years, been saying that from August. Now we're in this period. Do I really think things are going to change? No, it's just a results-driven business. And obviously, if everything clicked into gear, great. But if Arteta or the boys, and all clubs, at this moment in the season, if you change things drastically, that could have a knock-on effect. Right now, the set-piece thing is banging. We're finding our feet with open play as well. Just get the job done, bro. At the end of the day, you got to be fearless. No matter how good or bad Arsenal or City are, they bleed just like us. Man, just get the 3 points and cut out, bro.
No, I hear it. Do you know what I'm saying?
There's nothing else.
When you got the league, fighting for you as well, it helps. You know them way there, bro. You saw that Rodri penalty, innit? You saw that, innit?
Yeah, I'll be with it. I didn't see anything. All I know is
penalty, innit?
Us Arsenal fans have been talking about dodgy refereeing. We were told, shut up. When it works for us, great. When it goes against us, I'll hold that.
You saw that Rodri penalty that weren't given, innit? You saw it.
I've seen Rodri get away with murder for years, mate. Like I've seen handballs, I've seen karate chops from Jeremy Doku. I've seen Kovacic not being given 2 yellows. Moral of the story, everybody hold that, control the controllables. Don't know about refereeing. I'd have to see it again, Rants. I trust your word.
But did you see Martinelli holding the Brighton player all the way into the box as well? Did you see that as well?
I watch every game. I didn't see anything, man. For a team that's so boring, everybody seems to be watching us. But what I will do is me and my coaching stuff will go and review that, man. Like my team are fully a team of unique qualities. We need to review the footage. We have to control the controllables. Football's decided in both boxes. We scored more than them. We kept goals out the back of our sheet. We're gone, innit? Keep crying, Brighton. Shout on the Seagulls. And I get it. Big bad Arsenal was in town. The light shows. I know about a light show. And I know about disappointing when you're doing light shows. It's all good, man. They hate us because they hate us, man. You know, you made the book. You made villains. You made villains. Nobody cared when Ramsdale was getting pushed into the back of his own net, or when Gabriel was trying to be honest and being fouled. No one cared. So what are you gonna do? Sometimes you have to get your hands dirty to live clean. It's so ugly. It's beautiful. Corner boys in the building. Although we're up there for open play, and you know, there's been a lot of people who have mocked us about corners. I'm seeing you lot. I'm seeing Liverpool. I'm seeing even Spurs doing throws. I'm seeing everybody. First they mock, and then you get me. I guess maybe we did ruin football.
Bro, I can't lie. I ain't seen my team getting the towels out, bro. So that's one thing I can say.
When last did we use the towel? What? Are you talking about Brentford?
Nah, when we was playing, I don't know. When we was playing against Newcastle, them man had the towels on deck, blood. So you get me? That's the new thing now.
I can't draw them out for that, bro. Because you should do that. Because again, one thing what we see in football, yeah, and I know people want to paint Arsenal as the villains and things, but people always say, and we can focus on the Prem. People always say football isn't the same. So cool, you can say what you want about Arsenal, but the word is there. You said football. Football is bigger than Arsenal, Man United, any club. The current climate suggests it's managers, you know, Brighton, Bournemouth, these kind of man. They've got great managers. Like the level, the playing field is even. The midfield is packed. There's not too many great games. So what is everyone going to do? Take advantage of the fine margins. I've seen your manager, my manager, Mikel Arteta, David Moyes, and again, he was doing wrestling against you lot, Arnie Slot. They're all crying about this, and something needs to be changed, but they're all crying, but we're all improving at it. This is the game. And then you throw in the fact of what you said earlier about the.
Yeah, but that's what Michael Carrick said. Michael Carrick said, yo, this is bullshit. But at the end of the day,
but these men all agreed. Obviously, Carrick weren't there, but they all agreed in the summer. And then you throw in what Arsene Wenger said it years ago. He's like, oh, it's more NBA and basketball. So that means it's more of an athletic kind of game. It's basically NFL. It's essentially NFL with the stoppages, with the physicality. This is what the game is. And it's going to be like this, in my opinion, for at least 2 more seasons. The only thing I've seen kind of change and fluctuate this season has been kind of inverted fullbacks. At this kind of moment, it feels like, well, definitely my team and Pep City, they've gone from inverted fullbacks to kind of traditional fullbacks again. That's the only thing that's changed. The 10s are not creating. The strikers are dropping in. The wingers are inside forwards. The goalies in the centre halves have the ball more than the attackers and what we go pay and watch. This is the game, bro. The second ball is the most dangerous thing in football now. You know, you go back to the Chelsea game, you know, London is red and that Chelsea and Spurs got split. The biggest talking point is all of the defenders. Of course, in open play, there was chances from both teams, but I was genuinely scared anytime Reece James had the ball or any corner he had. Nkappi had a good game, but he obviously scored an own goal. Obviously, our centre-halves made the difference. And anyone that watches that Timber goal, go and look at Saliba being held. This is the dynamics. So it's like, do you do what, and I'm not criticizing Wenger, but do you do what Wenger did where you're kind of like the one-man army crying about what's going on, or do you adapt? Because no one else ain't coming to save you. And that goes for all clubs. It genuinely does. Like, this is
but that's why everyone has had to adapt to it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Because you'd be a fool not to adapt.
They saw that it was an effective method. Do you know what I'm saying?
Look at Brentford's long throw. I want that. That's scary. That is something I was scared of. I know I'm not even saying my team is the biggest and baddest, but we've won, lost, or drawn in the last few years. We've lost to Man United. We beat Man United. We played Chelsea. We played Liverpool. Played PSG. Played Bayern. Done what we done against Real Madrid. I wouldn't say I wasn't fearful, but in terms of being scared, that long throw that Brentford had, because I remember that game away vividly. That's the most scared in a moment of a 90-minute game I've ever been. So you'd be stupid, and I'm not a manager. If I'm like, Brentford are good at this, why don't I throw this in? Because as me and you talk about Rants all the time, when you talk about corners, it's the second ball that fucks you up. The second ball in football is the most difficult thing to predict because you don't know where the ball's going to bounce. Football's a simple game, complicated by idiots. And people can't see this because they're looking at it with their cap, their club cap on. Take that off if you're a real football purist, and you can see the landscape and the chessboard. It's not going away anytime soon. So it's adapt and thrive, or you struggle and you're fucked, innit?
I hear it. Now, it is what it is. We all need to adapt, innit? Hopefully, they outlaw this shit in the summer, bro, because I can't lie, bro. It's making the games unwatchable, blood.
No, man, they're very watchable to me, man. Shit.
But you say that, do you know what I mean? But the reality is very, very different. Like, when you're winning, it's a different feeling. It's a completely different feeling.
But football's never been more entertaining, Rants.
Yeah, that's a straight
No, Rants, it has. No, Rants, it has. It is. It's way more entertaining. You just saw 20th place Wolves beat the current champions Liverpool. The playing fields are even now. Everyone's got a decent manager, micro-manager. You know, you look at the traditional top 6 clubs. The spanners in the works have 9 times out of 10 not necessarily been when it's like Arsenal versus United or United versus City or Liverpool this and that. It's the other kind of games. You know, everybody's got great scouts. Everyone's got access to data. In my opinion, like the unique qualities on display week in, week out, Rants, I've never seen it. This is a generational time to be a football fan, man.
No, 100%. But do you see this? Arne Slot, yeah. You see, guys, you see the funny thing about Arne Slot, yeah. You see these Dutch guys, yeah. They're a lot of the time they're honest to a fault, innit? Like, and the problem with Arne Slot, yeah, is not what he's saying. It's the fact that man's saying these things in public, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because it just don't. Because English ain't his first language, it doesn't translate well. Even though I completely understand what he's saying, and this is why, yeah, I fully said to you guys, yeah, like after the Newcastle game, people were talking about our performance. And what you need to understand in football, a lot of the times, yeah, and not just in football, in any sport, like, you need a dance partner, bro. Styles make fights, bro, all the time. A lot of the best fights that you ever see in UFC or boxing is because the styles of both of the guys and the way both of these guys fought allowed the fight to go that way. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of the time now you're playing in the league against teams that just want to spoil the game. And that's what Newcastle were doing, bro. They were flopping, they were diving, they were fouling. Like, they made the game an ugly, bitty game. But this is what a lot of teams are now doing. West Ham did a similar thing. Like, when you're playing against teams, yeah, whose sole purpose is to stop you from doing anything that resembles football, you're gonna get loads of games like this, bro. Like, that's the reality. So when Arne Slot's saying, yo, like, I'm the same manager, yeah, but the football that we was playing last season just isn't working this season because of what other teams are doing. Cool, I hear that, but it's your job as the fucking manager to work out what you can do about it.
Exactly. And if I'm honest with you, he's right, Rants, but that's a cop out from him. He's
right. But at the end of the day, it's your job to fucking work it out. You're the problem solver. That's why you get paid the money.
Exactly. And you came into this knowing Trent's gone. What am I going to get from the right-hand side? Frimpong and Trent are very different players. You know you needed a 6. You ain't brought in a 6. You knew centre-halves would be an issue in terms of depth, what's going on there. Kirkes is coming in very different from Robertson being first choice. And obviously how the left-hand side ties in and what you're doing with Wirtz. And I know he's injured, but Isaac and Hugo, he's right. But it's easy to say that, like, or it's two truths can live in the same realm, and that's cool. But that's your job, because you also were the same manager the year before where you didn't have a market, and maybe that helped you. But you had you brought in a half-fit Chiesa. You won the fucking league, regardless of if Arsenal and every other team was shit. You won the league, so you can't have your cake and eat in it, really, Slot there, man.
And this is the problem. Like, he's pointing out what the issue is, but you're the man that's meant to have the solution.
Exactly.
You get me? You can't go into a fight and say, oh, you know what? He wouldn't let me hit him. Like, brother, you have to work it out. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't lose a fight and say, oh, you know what? I tried to hit him, but he wouldn't let me. Cause what?
When you put it like that, it's sounding mad still.
Like, it's mad. You know the ones, like, that don't even make no sense, bro. That don't even make no sense, bro. Like, man came out, I think it was him that earlier on in the season was like, oh, like, we struggle to play against teams, yeah, that just keep putting the ball in the air and that. Like, well, it's like, brother, we need to work it out.
And other team, why would they? Like again, that's one thing as well, because even my team, we're the poster boys of this corner boy and stuff, but everyone says we need to break down low blocks. Statistically, we've got the highest line. We're up there for touches in the up box. We're actually up there for total goals from open play, all that kind of stuff. You wouldn't believe that with what's said about my team, but also how I feel about all of what I need Arteta to do. You have to find a way against it. I'm sure everybody wants to play entertaining football, but at the end of the day, man are going to lose jobs. Man are trying to win stuff, and that goes for all clubs. So, like, what do you expect them to do? They can't match you on the ball. They're going to have to match you off the ball or be absolutely better.
They have to close the skill gap somehow.
Exactly. Why would Brentford, obviously Brentford are kind of a poor example because they can play ball and everything around them is quite good relative to them. Why would you not want to put that long throw in and provoke havoc? Like, it don't make sense. Everybody's looking for fine margins and little areas they can make advancements in. So the players have to do better. The manager in Slot isn't wrong, because many a manager in this league have said that, but it's your job to find solutions. It is your job to find solutions. It's like even the Brighton gaffer. Statistically, I think 20% of their games they've been in the lead. Now, obviously, that tells me you've not too many times in the Prem had to see out leads and had to manage kind of games. Of course, you want it to be open, especially against us, where obviously you can say what you want about us, but we have come into that game leggy off the back of the Chelsea game. It's away from home. There's the psychological nerves. You're never going to get ideal scenarios. It's like if me and Rants are fighting and Rants sits there and says, "Oh, hey, DG, don't block so I can hit you in your face." It don't make sense, bro. Like, it doesn't. It don't. Why would you want that? You're going to get hurt, bro. Like, bloody hell, man.
This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's your job to find a way, bro. Like, you're the manager. You know what I'm saying? So you can't sit here and say, "Oh, my team can't deal with this." You need to pick a team that can deal with it, or you need to.
The start of the year, Rants.
Yeah,
with them, man.
You need to. So, like, I hear what he's saying, yeah, and I hear all the stuff about the set pieces and all these things. And to be fair, I agree that it's making the game worse because to me it doesn't.
Yeah, we all do.
To me, it's gone too far the other way, and obviously we ain't seen a team yet at the top of the league playing like this. I think the worst thing about it for me is that this is the kind of football that we used to associate with struggling teams that were fighting for their lives, teams that were getting relegated, and now we're seeing a team winning games, yeah, and at the top of the league playing like this, and the word association and the connotations that come with that kind of football, yeah, is the exact opposite. So it's mad confusing. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's not normal.
It's because of off the ball now, Rents. That's the most important thing, innit? It's like how all these managers micromanage. When we lose the ball, how high can we win it? Well gone for our shape. Everything is focused. Obviously, the ball will always have to go from one end to another, but it's off the ball now, innit? Like everything you do off the ball, how your team's structured, the body positioning, where your left back is. This is why there's a byproduct. And this is an English thing. Obviously, you are seeing more set pieces around Europe. Like you actually see a lot of the time, PSG will kick the ball out and try and win a corner directly from kickoff or a kind of throw in. But there's got to be a correlation. Like looking at my team, obviously there's been no pressure in the Champions League at the moment of recording because we're not in the knockout stages. But if there's been any quote unquote enjoyability for me this season, apart from Newcastle in the Prem, it's all been in the champs. Like obviously winning makes things more enjoyable, which we've done in the champs. But Bayern was an even game. Both teams were good off the ball and were structured, but they were doing a thing into the same. And I'm sure there's many a team in Europe that could attest to that. But domestically, how many enjoyable games have you seen? So that is what I mean about the state of football in this country. Is what it is. And even the rules change around grappling, which we're obviously great at it. Everybody's doing it. That ain't going to change much because that just tells me there's going to be more penalties and whatnot over set pieces. Of course, that might mean people calm down. But when the ball's actually in play, what's going on there? That's even another point, Rants. Statistically, in the last 3-4 years, the ball being in play, even before we became the corner boys, has been decreasing. So we're getting into this NFL gaining yardage type of thing.
But that's exactly it, and that suits more picking athletes and also micromanagement from the coaches, because that's exactly what the NFL is. They're drawing up plays, bro. It's stop start, and the guy on the side is the puppet master, and he's the one who decides what gets done. And now you're seeing all this adulation that the set piece coach at Arsenal's getting, and all this stuff, and the rumors about him having fucking bonuses for set piece goals.
You should in any job. You should,
and all these things. Like, bro, like the game is going very towards the NFL route, yeah, and going
just missing the Bluetooth headset now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. It's going away from everything that the game used to be, in it, bruv. And then I read somewhere they said in the World Cup that they're going to introduce water breaks or something midway between each half, so it's going to be 4 quarters, bro.
To be fair, it's going to be hot in some states in America, so I get it, but it does tie into your point.
I don't give a fuck if it's going to be hot, blood. You've played football. We can have a drink whenever we want, mate. They don't need to stop the game. How many times have you told man to throw you a Lucozade bottle, blood, from the side when you're on the pitch? How many times?
You put it like that? You put it like
oh, no, they never stopped the game for us.
Who was the player? I'm sure there was a player that it might have been Guardiola in one of the Euros. I'm sure, like you, because you made an example about the Lucozade. I'm sure someone dashed him a Lucozade, but he's drinking it, and then his team conceded. It just randomly popped in my mind. You're right, though. I'm sure that was Guardiola. He's fucking around the Lucozade, trying to get back in position. Nah, but that's harsh, though, Rants, man.
He's crazy. The goalkeeper's taking a goal kick, bro. There's always water bottles behind the goal, man. Just go get one. You know them way there. If you're a defender,
your team has to defend the corner.
But if you're a striker, brother, just make sure there's a Lucozade bottle on the halfway line. Yo, bro, dash me that, cool. But get one of the subs to dash me the bottle. I'll dash it back. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, man don't need to stop the game, yeah, for everyone to get a drink, bro. That's crazy work.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? Especially if there's four, I think that's doing it a bit too much still.
Yeah, but nah, it's mad, bro. Like, bro, not just ends football, any football, bro. There's no rule against when you can get a drink, you know. You can go get food during the game. If you want to get food, you can get food. Your team might get packed. Do you know what I'm saying? But if man want to be running around, you know what I mean, with Skittles in your socks, you can do that.
I've seen man pull a couple split pulls on the spliff playing the game of ball.
That's what I'm trying to say, bro. Like, bro, you gotta understand, innit? Like, 4 quarters in football, 5 subs, all of these set pieces and that, bro. It's a different game now.
And then put yourself in them man's shoes, yeah. Like I don't know why I'm thinking of Tuchel, but if I'm Tuchel and there's 4 breaks, yeah, tactically I might try engineer these breaks or take a bit of time, like what my manager does to remind these lot of tactics and things. So that's not going to go anywhere with the World Cup. The only difference I would say with the World Cup, and it's a hot take with no evidence, there's going to be probably more penalties than the last one. I just feel the way it's governed in the Prem and how it might be governed in FIFA, entertainment purposes, and that it's dark.
Bro, and then they've got the concussion sub as well. So man are gonna be tactically using that. Do you know what I mean? And then man, now you got 6 subs. Do you know what I mean? Like man, bro, the way the game's changing, before you know it, man are gonna be able to just fucking sub players on and off whenever, and all 11 subs and that. It's going that way, bro.
It's going that way. It's going that way. And to be fair to the clubs and I do think the footballing establishments and whatnot, like the higher powers that be, I think they've created this because they always tell you just get bigger squads, just do this, do that. Players are guinea pigs in it, so I understand bending rules in any kind of way you can, really and truly. Even even what you just put up there, tactical concussions. If you're one of them,
but this is what I'm saying.
Milk that.
That's what they're gonna do. Tactical concussion subs. When you know your team, yeah. When your team ain't got no more subs, you know what I mean, and you feel your hammy going and now, man just going up, bro, go down, hold their head in that bomb, man get subbed off. All of that shit, bro.
What's my name? You know what I don't know.
It's just looking mad, bro.
Language. You're good.
No, bro. We might live to see roll on roll off subs in the Prem, bro.
It's closer to happening than not happening. Like it's not even funny because it can happen.
No, 100%. And you know what? Roll on roll off subs might be better because at least we won't have to stop the game, bro. Man can just run. You get me? And just tag my man in and then boom, he can go. Like that's it. Man don't have to wait.
But you know these ballers rants, they're gonna get injured, bro. Like if a left back has to come off and he's a bit cold, I know he's warming up and then he comes back on, man, I'm gonna pull the hamstring. This is how these footballers
I hear that, but at the
it's
same
not like
time,
a Sunday league team.
At the same time, all this 10 minutes of added time in every game, you might as well just get man can just run off and run on.
True.
Might as well, because it would speed up the flow of the game. Like it actually would, because man wouldn't have to stand there and do the board thing and all of that, bro. It's all long, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, because the game is just getting slower and slower. Like you said, the ball's in play a lot less now than it's ever been. So the game is more boring because it's more stop-start, bro. And the truth is, yeah, the reason why a lot of people can't get into the NFL is because of the stop-start nature. That's why a lot of people don't like it. All the ads and all the other things, stop, start. It took me
a while to actually watch a proper NFL game, and like I like it. I know expert, but I like it. But unless you're a footballing nerd, if you just want to be entertained, football ain't becoming the sport for you in it. I don't know what sport you'd go watch, but it's not that in it. Like it's not.
Yeah, facts, and that's what it's like in futsal, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? You just run. It's just roll on, roll off. Do you know what I'm saying? You just run, literally. And as long as my man's, you just have to exit between a certain gate. You run up to the gate, boom, one on, one off. And then, bro, when the ball goes out of play, you got 4 seconds to get the ball rolling again, bro. Like, you can't fuck about. 4 seconds, bro. As soon as put the ball down on the line, boom, move. And we're gone. Like, none of this bullshit. None of this taking 1 minute to take fucking free kicks on corners and all this stuff, bro. It's long, bro. You know what I mean? It is long. It's deading out the game, bro. Like, we used to know, and we now watch football knowing that the game's going to be 100 minutes.
Yeah.
Yet the ball's still in play less than it was before, even with the extra time. So it's showing you that the extra time is not even really, it's not remedying the situation, bro.
They're always, as managers and football should doing it. Like anytime it's, and society, anytime you bring out a rule, man are going to find ways to bend it around their agendas, innit? I don't know how, I ain't got the answers, man. I don't know how it is what it is, isn't it? Like, we're here, innit?
It's mental. Man said, have you seen the stat from Cams? There's more centre backs on the ball than midfielders in this era.
Yeah, of course. To tell you that.
Just the fact that centre backs, as soon as centre backs were allowed in the box, during goal kicks, that was always going to happen.
Exactly. And playing mid and low blocks, because what's
Yeah.
going to happen? Like, as an Arsenal fan, Gabriel's got the ball, and we got our own issues, but Gabriel's got the ball, Saliba's got the ball. You've got, a thick mid and low block. There's not really a pass on. So what are you going to do? You're going to go forward, you're going to go back, you're going to knock it side to side and kind of wait. That's why all these centre halves have the ball. It wouldn't even surprise me if goalies are surprised. Not even surprisingly, because we see it in it, but if
goalies having a lot more touches
there,
now.
yeah, we said this, the strikers are the ones that are the sacrificial lambs and have the less touches. You see it with you lot, regardless if they score with Sesko, with Gyökeres, with this and that. What's the first thing people talk about with goalies now? How good you are with your feet. Strikers, yeah, you need to score goals, but does he pull into the channels? Does he drop into midfield? Does he make runs for other man to kind of thrive in?
Yeah.
The game is
strikers
what it is now.
are getting the same amount of touches goalkeepers used to get.
You see what I'm saying? It is what it is, isn't it? Like, we're seeing this with our eyes, and it's nothing. We didn't wake up this year and see this. It's been here for probably 4 to 5 years now. So it has to get worse before it gets better. They say life, innit? So you ain't seen nothing yet. You haven't seen anything yet, guys and girls.
Trust. So yeah, it's peak.